So, good evening and welcome into Joe Martin Field here, home of the Bellingham Bells. We've got some non-league baseball on tap for you here on this Thursday evening in the West Coast League. It's your Bellingham Bells hosting Baum Northwest. An interesting matchup for this one today in a non-league contest. Over the last couple of days, we've faced the Northwest Star Nighthawks, which are kind of a traveling showcase team. Now yesterday we faced off against the Everett Merchants of the Pacific International League, and tonight Baum Northwest 2027. And that 2027 tagline for them is because that's the graduating class, the graduating year for these guys that we're going to be seeing here at the park today. That's right, all these guys are juniors, high school juniors heading into their senior year. They've got some good players though, some good commitments as far as where they're headed to collegiately following their next year at high school, but we'll see how it goes, right? High school guys coming in to play your Bellingham Bells. It's a bit interesting, but hey, let's see how it fares. Obviously, Bombat they're a premier travel baseball organization powered by, of course, Bombat. If you've ever heard of them, if you haven't, it's a wood bat company. They make composite bats out of wood, mainly for JUCO, mainly for summer leagues like this. They're not able to be used in the major leagues because they're not one solid wood, but they're known for being super reliable, super durable, and that's kind of their whole shtick. So they've got baseball teams that they sponsor. Bombat Northwest, the program powered that they kind of power, and it's a lot of different levels to this. There's the 14U, 15U, 16U. This is the 17U team. There's also an 18U team and then a pair of scout teams running out of Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. They'll play the Bellingham Bells here, who, of course, your summer collegiate baseball team. Bells with a pair of non-league wins so far during this homestand. Yesterday took down the Everett Merchants, interleague play between the Pacific International League and the West Coast League. Last night's game, Gavin Hashi began the bullpen-heavy game for Bellingham, tossed 2 scoreless innings in his open, allowed 1 hit and struck out 1 batter. David Weiser followed him in the 3rd inning, had 1 strikeout. Adam J. allowed 3 walks and had 1 hit in the 4th inning against him. That gave Everett a 2-0 lead. Bells got 1 run back in the bottom of the 4th inning last night on an RBI knock from Matt Churchill, foreshadowing a later similar result for him in the game. On that hit, he scored Jaden Jackson, who had singled and stole second prior to the hit. Kenneth Johnson then took the ball. Bells still trailing 2-1. And Johnson, for the next 2 innings, held Everett from scoring another run. He allowed a hit and a walk in the 5th, but had a perfect 6th, then finished 2 innings with 3 strikeouts. Bells tied the game in the bottom of the 6th inning following another single and steal from Jaden Jackson. Noah Cassie then hit a ground ball to third base that led to an error, which tied the game at 2. That's when Rohan Casanagadu made his debut in the 7th inning, collecting 2 strikeouts on the way to a scoreless frame. There was also a 7-4-2 putout in the 7th inning that helped him come out of it scoreless because Jaden Jackson helped gun down the go-ahead run at the plate. Sorry, 7-6-2 play to help gun down what would be the go-ahead run for the Merchants in that inning. Cal Young then pitched the 8th inning and had the help of another Jackson put out from left field. Kept the game tied with that. Young had 2 strikeouts in his scoreless frame. In the inning where the Bells took the lead, bottom of the 8th, who else but, Jaden Jackson had another leadoff single. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Jackson had that and moved up to second base on a sac bunt by Aspen Alexander. Churchill then came through with another clutch RBI knock. This one, the go-ahead knock in the 8th inning to take a 3-2 lead. Thrasher Steed then entered for the 9th inning last night, taking the save opportunity and locking it down for his 2nd save of the summer. Thrasher Steed had a 1-2-3 frame. Overall in the game, Jackson led the Bells, going 3 of 4 at the plate, scoring 3 runs and swiping 2 bags. Matt Churchill was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI, including the go-ahead run batted in, which was enough to get him the Terry Stash State Farm Player of the Game yesterday. Nate Johnson's 1 hit was a double as the Bellingham Bells picked up their 2nd straight non-league win. Now they're trying to make it 3 in a row against Bombat Northwest. The 2027 Bombat Northwest squad coming into Bellingham, and a tough task for these high school guys taking on this summer collegiate baseball team, but we'll see how they fare at the park today. We've got a 6:35 first pitch for you here in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Here in Bellingham, Washington, just about 5 minutes away from our first pitch at the ballpark, a non-league contest between your Bellingham Bells and the visiting Baum Northwest team coming into town for a non-league contest here on this Thursday evening. Let's go through your starting lineups. First, for the visitors, I don't know what to call them. Baum is their Baum Northwest. That's the full thing. They don't have a mascot. They don't have a team nickname, so it's going to be kind of funny trying to give them a name, and it's just Baum all day. So leading off for Baum is the shortstop Blake Mosier out of Lake Stevens High School. The shortstop gets a start. Jake Miller, the second baseman behind him out of Sumner High School. Landon Klein get a bat third and start in center field out of Snohomish. Zayden Margath from Camas is at third, and he bats the cleanup spot. Jack Brockmiller in left field batting fifth for Baum out of Canby High School. Jacob Flores, the designated hitter out of Mount Si, batting sixth. Reese Johnson from Kingsway Christian is the first baseman batting seventh. Danny Morgan, the catcher from Shorewood High School, behind him. Finishing the lineup is Sam Smith from Central Catholic High School in right field for Baum Starting pitcher is Rylan Howe from Union High School. He'll face off the Bells batting lineup that is led off by the Stanford center fielder in this case, Dylan Moss. Romanick Keebon behind him, the University of Washington right fielder. Noah Cassie out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi starting at first base for Bellingham. Then Nate Johnson from Tulane get a man third in the cleanup spot. Jake Lyle, designated hitter out of Loyola Marymount, bats fifth. Matt Churchill, the Puget Sound catcher, following him. Tyler Peschke gets the start in left field out of UCLA. KG Hattori, the starting shortstop, incoming freshman from Cal Poly. And then it's the Stanford second baseman, Rashad Hayes, finishing the lineup for Bellingham. Lathan Haywood as your starting pitcher. The Stetson right-hander will go for Bellingham. Bells taking the field right now. First pitch coming up next here. You're listening to the Bells Audio Network here in Bellingham, Washington. Another great day for baseball in the Pacific Northwest, and we've got non-league action for you tonight here on WCL Live.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey, this is Lathan Haywood. You're listening to Bells Radio, home of the 2025 champs. Ring 'em.
Here in Bellingham, Washington, we've got some great Pacific Northwest baseball coming up for you here as your Bellingham Bells host the Baum Northwest 2027 team for a non-league contest in the West Coast League. Your Bells today coming off of 2 non-league wins, trying to make it 3 before the weekend series against their league opponents, the Port Angeles Lefties. A 3-2 win last night, a 5-1 win on Tuesday. We'll see how the Bells fare against this Baum Northwest 2027 team, and that 2027 means that that's the graduating class of all their players. Yeah, this is a bunch of high schoolers that the Bells are going to be facing. A bunch of high school juniors headed into their senior year. Some big names on the list. We'll get into that throughout their lineup. But let's take a look at the Bells starter. Lathan Haywood getting the start today for Bellingham, a returner with the Bells out of Stetson University. Last season tossed 13 innings. He's already gone over that mark this summer with 20 innings and has been a good starter. Probably just on the outside looking in of a potential all-star nod. 3.15 ERA for him, and in the 20 frames he's tossed, 16 punch-outs for him. Haywood so far performing well in Bellingham, and it's a place where he's now had the last couple of seasons in. 2024 tossed 22 1/3 innings for us. I mentioned the 13 innings last year. Now he's in his 3rd Bells summer, coming off of his first year at Stetson. 12 relief appearances for Lathan Haywood at Stetson this past collegiate year. But he's a Pacific Northwest guy, initially from Olympic High School and went to Edmonds College. So we'll see how he does here in the start. Excited to see him go for the matchup against Baum Northwest. Leading off for Baum is going to be Blake Mosier. Mosier, the starting shortstop for Baum, a Lake Stevens High School senior. We'll reference all these guys as seniors. They're headed into their senior year, so he'll get the first at-bat against Haywood. The first pitch is grounded to the shortstop, KG Hattori, and on one pitch, one swing, and one out. It's the first man down in the first inning.
Second baseman, number 3, Jake Miller.
Jake Miller from Sumner High School now to the plate. The starting second baseman for Baum. He'll bat from the left side against the right-handed pitcher, Lathan Haywood. Bellingham Bells today in their baby blues with the baby blue caps. Baum Northwest has the tan tops with black sleeves, white bottoms for them, black caps with a tan bill. First pitch is a ball into Miller. Thought about going at Haywood's breaking pitch, that time low. 2-0 now from Haywood. Fastball. Chop foul. Strike one. Jake Miller out of Sumner High School, but he is committed to the University of Washington. The number 10 prospect in Washington State, according to Prep Baseball for the 2027 class, as he shoots it out to left center field. Dylan Moss getting back on it off one hop. Miller going to head into second as the throw to the bag is just late. Oh, they say it got him. So Miller robbed of a potential double and said it'll be a single and out on the advance. Man, I thought he was safe, but it'll go down as a put out 8-4 from Moss to Rashad Hayes. A couple of Stanford guys connecting for that out. So 2 outs and 1 hit on the board, but no base runners for Baum bat. Landon Klein, a center fielder from Snohomish High School, to the plate for Baum bat. Baum bat is a travel ball organization based out of Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. This is the 2027 team, which is a 17U squad. Most of these guys just coming off of a junior year in high school, headed into their senior years. This is a bouncer over the head of Haywood. Hattori charging from short. Low throw picked by Cassie and in time for an out. So a couple of plays that don't go Baumbat's way. And we'll go to the bottom of the first, scoreless here in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
After a scoreless start to the game in the top of the first inning, it's now Bellingham coming up to bat for the first time in this non-league contest, and it gives us a look at Rylan Howe out of Union High School, an Oregon commit who will get the start for Baum bat. He'll face off against Dylan Moss, Romanick Kebon, and Noah Cassie, the 3 batters due up for your Bellingham Bells here on this Thursday evening in the Pacific Northwest. Looking at the starter, Rylan Howe. He is committed to the University of Oregon. That's because he is the number 2 player in all of Washington State for the 2027 class. That's according to Prep Baseball. And, yeah, that's not just pitchers. That's players. So position player, pitcher, regardless. Rylan Howe is regarded as the second best in the state. We'll see how he fares here in Bellingham. Dylan Moss leading off after a couple of days off. He'll get his first non-league at-bats here. Did not play against the Northwest Star Nighthawks. Or he did play against the Northwest Star Nighthawks, but didn't play yesterday against the Everett Merchants. Had 1 hit in the Nighthawks game on Tuesday. Was used off the bench as a pinch runner for Matt Churchill in the final inning, the 8th of last night, but nothing much after he pinch ran. It was a caught stealing for him that got him out. First pitch fouled back from Dylan Moss. And Rylan Howe's start now underway for Baum bat. Totaled 40 innings this year with Union High School. His junior season with Union at a 1.75 ERA. Swing and a miss from Moss at the breaking pitch. Low 0-2 to start the Bells side of the first inning. So this is high school senior at the plate, headed to his freshman year at Stanford, facing off against a high school junior headed into his senior year of high school prior to the Oregon commitment. Moss thought about going, and they say he held back. Baum bat was already throwing the ball around the infield, but they will not celebrate a strikeout. Instead, Instead, it'll be ball one on Moss. Starting in center field. Second time we've seen him there here at home, starting in center. Mainly a catcher, but he has good speed and the athleticism to play in the outfield. Two balls and two strikes after that miss from Rylan Howe. Now Moss flies this one to shallow center. It's the second baseman Miller getting called off by the right fielder Smith. And Sam Smith in right field with the first out. Gained on defense by Baum. Romanick Keybon will now bat for Bellingham. Coming off of a junior season at Nevada, headed into his senior year at the University of Washington. Keybon back in Bellingham, just his third game back with the Bells. After 20 games played with Bellingham last summer. Keybon 352 batting average this collegiate season in 50 games with Nevada. First pitch miss from Howe to him, and then a pitch wide. After a wild pitch miss and two straight away from Howe to Romanick Keybon. Right-hander on the first base side of the rubber. Into the windup and home. Pitch is high for a miss. (3-0). Howe looking for a strike on Keybon. And misses on his fastball. Some frustration on the mound there showing from the right-hander, not knowing where he missed on that one. Rylan Howe threw his hands up to the dugout and then was shaking his head at the umpire. So far, no friends made for Baum. A couple of tight plays on defense that didn't go their way in the top half of the first. Now Rylan Howe not feeling like he's commanding the strike zone well. Noah Cassie now bats for Bellingham. And that one a given strike to Cassie. Pickoff throw over to first base. Romanick Keybon back safely. Power hitting first baseman for the Bells at the plate, but yet to see his second pitch. Another throwback from the starter. Cassie, a West Coast League All-Star, one of 5 Bellingham Bells selected. They'll play next week on Wednesday. Pitch home is a breaker, bounces away from the catcher Morgan, but Keybon back to first. That one into Cassie, called for a strike. So 2-1 the count. The right-hander's 2-1 with one out into Cassie, missing for ball 3. Rylan Howe trying to dial in the command after the one-out walk to Romanick Keybon, following the out of Dylan Moss to start the bottom of the first. Three and one. Back-to-back walks issued from the right-hander. Looks like there might be a mound visit coming here for Baum bats. Looks like coming out to talk is the head coach, Nick Lubicic, with the right-hander Rylan Howe after a pair of walks. He's just doing his best to fire his guy back up. Big stage for the young right-hander. One of the bigger crowds that you can play in front of. Two men on after a pair of walks. Howe obviously has the pedigree to pitch well. He's just struggling with the walks. Had just 14 walks this high school season in 40 innings. Not even through his first inning so far, and he's already issued 2. So now Nate Johnson batting with 2 men on for Bellingham after the mound visit. Step off of the rubber from starting pitcher. The toss in to the Bells starting third baseman is an outside strike given for the starter, and he's back on the right track. Johnson swings and weak contact into, once again, the shallow part of the outfield. This time it's Miller, the second baseman, making the play. 2 outs on that fly out. Jake Lyle batting, the Bells DH in this one. Haven't seen him yet this week since the Bells returned home. First pitch, he grounds to Miller, the second baseman, with a wild throw over first base, and Dominic Keybon in to score off the error. Miller had to hustle for that ball, kind of an awkward play going the opposite way you would expect from right-handed batter. But with the error, Bellingham will take a 1-0 lead. Miller got to the ball in time. A controlled throw would have had an easy play at first, but it was high. Now with 2 outs, runners on the corners for Bellingham. 1 run in against Baum Northwest. Matt Churchill at the plate. Bell's catcher in this one, taking the first pitch ball. 89-mile-an-hour fastball inside. How the young right-hander, plenty of gas behind him. He's touched the 90s already in this start. Here's his 1-0. That one fouled back. Goes back to the fastball and gets a swinging foul tip from Churchill. One and one. Churchill low in the dirt taking. Ball 2. Two one men on the corners for the Bells. Howe's pitch is a fastball miss for ball 3. 2 walks in the inning, but the run in off the error. Howe could have been out of this first start or first frame in his start, but with the E4 stranded back out there to face Churchill, and behind him 3-1. A ball away from the bases loaded. Churchill, though, will spray it instead out to right field. That just blooping in for a base hit in front of Sam Smith, and another run in to score. Bellingham doubles their lead. Up to third goes Noah Cassie, or Jake Lyle, excuse me, as Noah Cassie scores on the play, and it's 2-0. So after 2 hits and a run driven in and 2 runs driven in last night for Matt Churchill, he starts off this Thursday evening with a RBI single in the first. And now 2-0 the lead against Rylan Howe, the Union High School senior. Facing Tyler Peschke, getting a rare start in left field. Hasn't played there at all this year. Runners on the corners for him, and a breaking ball called for strike 1. Rose 0-1. Peschke thought about going. Takes a called strike. 0-2 now. 400 batting average this JUCO year with Tyler Peschke at Cerritos College in California. He's headed to UCLA. 2 guys that are going to be rivals right here. Tyler Peschke, Rylan Howe. Of course, Howe a year away from making it to the Big Ten. Breaking pitch, Peschke, a drop third strike. And just the tag applied for that to be secured. 2 runs for the Bells in the first. We go to the second. 2-0 the lead.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Second inning here at the Joe. 2-0 the lead for your Bellingham Bells in a non-league matchup against the Bombat Northwest travel ball team. An error costing the first 2 runs across for Bombat. So now 2-0 the lead for the starter, Lathan Haywood. You'll face the heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Bombat. First pitch swinging and sent out to center field in front of Dylan Moss for a leadoff base hit. Margaret gets the single in the second to start it off as Bombat now chasing 2. That's a good start. Jack Brockmiller now up. Brockmiller, the left fielder today out of Canby High School. He's committed to Loyola Marymount. Will be teammates with the Bells DH. Swings and hammers the first pitch deep out to left center field. That one dropping over the head of Dylan Moss. Gets up to the center field wall. Margaret being waved home as the relay coming home. Rashad Hayes, his throw to the dish is late. And Bombat is struck back with a RBI triple from Brockmiller. That's a good response after going down 2-0. First 2 batters with the pair of hits to get the first run in, and Jack Brockmiller delivering the RBI triple right there to make it 2-1, Bellingham leading. Jacob Flores from Mount Si High School now batting with a man on third and no outs, and a very likely situation for Bombat to try and tie the game. 1-0 back up the middle off of Haywood's glove. Looks back the runner as he fields and then gets the first out in the inning. Nice job by the pitcher to slap that one down. keep it in the infield and keep that tying run from scoring. Reese Johnson will now try and deliver the tying swing for Baum bat. Reese Johnson, the first baseman out of Kingsway Christian High School, an Oregon State commit, batting with one down. First pitch, a foul ball from him. Johnson rated as the number 5 prospect in Washington, according to Prep Baseball for the 2027 class. On 1 as the pitch misses low to him. Haywood now 3 hits against him through the start of this game, just the top of the second inning for him. And after the RBI triple from Brock Miller, he's trying to avoid allowing the tying run to score after Bellingham went up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. That's a breaking pitch for a strike. One, two. Haywood's pitch home. Lined off of his foot and into center field. The run will score, but most important part is making sure Haywood's okay. No limping from him after that, but he's been now hit for 4 hits in his start, and Jim Clem going to go out there just to make sure his guy's all right. It's an RBI knock from Reese Johnson to tie the game. Haywood saying he's all right. Just a quick check from Jim Clem, the pitching coach. The infield comes in. Haywood all smiles. Game now tied and even back up. 2 runs apiece for these two squads in a non-league contest. Haywood back onto the rubber. Deals from the first base side as he looks into Matt Churchill's sign. Comes set with 1 out and a man on first. Runner going on the first pitch. Foul tip on the swing, so back to first goes Johnson. On 1 start against Danny Morgan. Pickoff throw to first base. Morgan, the catcher out of Shorewood High School. Haywood's 0-1 pitch. Taken for strike 2 against Morgan. No strikeouts yet for the starter Haywood. 4 hits, no walks, 2 runs against him. 1 out in the top of the second. Just a foul tip from the swing of Morgan. This travel ball team, Bombat Northwest 2027, comprised of 17 U athletes competing on a variety of travel circuits. That breaking pitch from Haywood in the dirt, and no advance from the runner. This 2027 team was the number 1 travel ball team in the region, according to Perfect Game. An honorable mention nationally as well. Morgan swung and missed, so it was a strikeout for, or they said, he didn't swing. They said it was a strikeout looking. So a little generous of a call there to help Nathan Haywood get his first strikeout. Sam Smith now up with 2 outs. Pitch low and inside. Churchill just giving his pitcher the sign to calm it down a little bit. Looking at the strike zone that we have from TrackMan, did say that that strikeout pitch was a strike. It's just dropped by Churchill and made it look a little bit worse than it actually was. That pitch is strike in from Haywood, so now 2-1 on Sam Smith. Recent addition to the Bombat team out of Central Catholic High School. 2 outs at the top of the second. Johnson off of first. That one golfed into left center field for a base hit. Moss can't field it cleanly, and the runner takes off for third. Behind him, a runner at second. The throw to the second base bag was in time, but no tag applied from Rashad Hayes. So that's going to be an error in the outfield on Moss. Not his natural position. Now it'll be runners at second and third off the E8. First error by Bellingham in the game. Top of the order hitter, Blake Mosier, with a ground out in his first at-bat. Back up here in the second, looking to give his team the lead with 2 outs. And then on second and third, this one lined to left field, but foul for a strike. Mosier early on that breaker from Lathan Haywood. Mentioned a lot about these guys being high schoolers, but hey, not to be underestimated. #1 travel ball team in the Pacific Northwest. Plenty of guys headed to Division I baseball. Plenty of guys on their way to likely being D1 baseball commits as well. 4 D1 commits in the starting lineup. There's even more throughout the roster for Bombat, and maybe some guys we'll see off the bench. The 17U team right now threatening in the top of the second. They've tied the game with 2 runs in the inning off Lathan Haywood. 5 hits already in the game. Now an 0-1 is inside for ball 1. Haywood had a 6.52 ERA with Stetson this year. He was a reliever for 19 1/3 innings. 1-1 off the inside of the bat of Mosier, fielded by Nate Johnson at third, and that will finish the second inning, keeping us in a tie ball game as we go to the bottom of 2.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 2-2 the tie between Bombat Northwest and the Bellingham Bells here at Joe Martin Field. Non-league contest between these two teams, with that meaning it's basically an exhibition matchup. It's treated the same, though, by the players, by the staff. All of us here at the ballpark love to see baseball, no matter if it counts towards the overall record here in the West Coast League or not. And it won't count for these guys' stats either, so they can have incredible games, but unfortunately on the season-long stats won't help them as far as earning all league honors, or I guess all-star nods have already been selected, but stuff like that will not come from this game because you hit 3 home runs in a non-league game. Keiji Hattori flying out in the first pitch to left field. Brock Miller retiring him. Bottom of the order hitter Rashad Hayes now up in the bottom of 2. And he's the freshman out of Stanford to match up with this Oregon commit, Rylan Howe. In the first inning, walked 2 batters, gave up a hit, but it was the error that led to the 2 runs being allowed to score. So 2 unearned runs so far against the starting right-hander, and he's got himself back in a tie thanks to his offense. Now he'll try and deliver a scoreless shutdown second. Keep Baum Bat's momentum in the right direction. As Rylan Howe tosses home to Rashad Hayes with a breaking ball. That misses away for ball 1. Pitch count at 26 for Rylan Howe through nearly the first time through the order. Rashad Hayes, the last man to go through on the lineup card for Bellingham. Two straight misses to Hayes so far with 1 out in the bottom of the second. He's yet to go to his, or Howe yet to go to his fastball against Hayes. There he does, but misses it high, and now 3-0. 3-0 looking for a strike. 1 out. Hayes taking all the way on the fastball inside. Strike 1 at 89. (3-1). Hayes takes it high for a 5-pitch walk. Howe couldn't locate the fastball for the second time in a row. It's a 1-out walk as the lineup turns over to Dylan Moss. Leadoff man flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Moss, the Stanford catcher so far with the Bellingham Bells, been a consistent member of the lineup, providing a good batting average as well as some dynamic speed for the catcher spot. Scored a lot of runs on the year, among the team high with his 24 runs scored. Coming out of IMG Academy here to Bellingham. Pickoff move to first where Hayes is back safely. Hayes a threat to run for Bellingham. 6 stolen bases on the season. It's tied for the team high with the man at the plate, Dylan Moss. 1-0 strike called against Moss. Another pickoff move back to Hayes. That one a close play as Johnson was applying the tag, but Hayes safe. Hayes has not been caught stealing at all with Bellingham so far. He's 6 of 6. Going and got a huge jump. Moss swings off the glove of Miller at second base, and then it's Mosier bobbling it. Should be a base hit for Dylan Moss. And it will be ruled a single, so he gets that. Put runners at first and second. Baum Bat nearly had the benefit of the steal because Miller was perfectly placed right up the middle to try and rob that hit away from Dylan Moss, but wasn't routine enough for it to justify a second error on Miller, and instead it's the second hit of the game for Bellingham. And now Romanick Kevon batting with 1 out, men on first and second. Taking the first pitch for a called ball 1. Kevon in his first at-bat, a walk and a run scored. Want to know on the ground from Kevon to the second baseman Miller, an underhand toss to Mosier at the bag, and then the throw across to first in time with a stretch from Johnson for the double play. Scoreless second inning. We remain even, headed into the third inning in Bellingham.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Third inning, here we come. 2-2 tie between your Bellingham Bells and Baum Northwest non-league contest here in the WCL as Lathan Haywood's back out for another inning of work in his start. And Baum after 2 runs in the second, trying to take a lead for the first time in this game. Miller doing the leading off. Jake Miller a single, but was gunned out trying to take it into a double in the first inning. He's one of the 5 hits off of Lathan Haywood. 4 of those, though, coming in the second inning where 2 runs came across for Baum. Haywood behind in the count 2-1 against Jake Miller so far. His high school year with Sumner, 4 home runs, 9 doubles for Miller, hit .419. Fouled away from Miller for strike 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now a 2-2. Out on the outside, just missed from Haywood. Churchill was trying to hold it for a frame job, but it is now a full count on Miller. The 3-2. Fastball into the foot again of Haywood. He's a magnet for the baseball. This time he stopped it. He's doing his best World Cup impression out there. He's had 2 go off the feet. Surprised he didn't pick it up and start juggling it, doing around the world. Klein with a first pitch slicer. That was off of his foot, though. It's a foul ball. Ball was in play, but only because it went off the cleat, as we were talking about. Guys getting hit in the foot. This one, Landon Klein getting hit. He's Snohomish center fielder. Klein 0 of 1, ground out to the shortstop. 0-1 coming to him from Haywood. Popped up bunt. Back and out of the reach of Matt Churchill. Oh, wow, he tracked it down. You see, I lost him off the screen, lost him off my even viewpoint that I have here up in the press box. And Churchill was able to get to that in time. Didn't look like he had a shot for it, but how about the athleticism from the catcher running that one down? That's a great play. Now 2 outs in the third just like that. Good hustle play from the Lager catcher, helping out his pitcher. That's ball 1 in on Zayden Margath out of Camas. Leadoff single for him and a run scored back in the second inning. The 2-run frame for Baum that tied this game at deuces. There's a swing and a miss from Margath. Wearing the number 0. Don't often see that in baseball. Here's a 2-1 now. Wide. Ball 3. That one fouled back by Klein for a full count. If you can name a baseball player with number 0 on it, get some brownie points. I can't think of one off the top of my head. But we've got Zayden Margath rocking it. He fouls it away. Still a full count, 3-2. Another payoff pitch from Haywood. That one low for a walk, and Margath has a 2-out walk in the third inning to extend the frame to Jack Brockmiller, who came up with an RBI triple in his first at-bat. The only base hit of 5 knocks off of Lathan Haywood in the start. Two-out fastball is strike one. Haywood dealing the 86-mile-an-hour pitch there to get ahead. One missing low that time as he goes back to that same pitch. Low and outside, in fact. 1-1. Bouncer on the ground to Nate Johnson, charging from third base. His rally throw across in time to retire a scoreless third inning for Lathan Haywood. We go to the bottom of 3, still evened up here in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the third inning in Bellingham, 2-2 the tie between the Bells and Bombat Northwest. Noah Cassie will bat. The first baseman walked and scored in the first. Now he'll lead off the third against the starter Rylan Howe for Bombat, who's so far 2 hits surrendered, 3 walks issued, 2 runs against the starting right-hander. Cassie attacks the first pitch and fouls it off. Noah Cassie, a West Coast League All-Star for Bellingham this year. Selected after leading the team in batting average and in home runs, so he's providing it with pop and with average. Cassie in his third West Coast League summer getting his first All-Star nod. One of the 5 Bells to represent Bellingham at the All-Star game this year. Ball 1 missing to him. 1 ball and 1 strike for Rylan Howe. Howe struck out 44 batters in 40 innings this high school season. 1 strikeout through the first 2 innings so far against Bellingham, that coming against Tyler Peschke. As Cassie sends a deep fly ball out to left center field. This has got carry and well gone. The slugger with another long bomb as the former Lil Haas, Noah Cassie, is now Big Haas in Bellingham here in 2026. Home run number 7 for him and a solo shot to make it 3-2. So it won't officially be his 7th home run of the year, but in our hearts we know he had 1 extra one here at Bellingham. Makes it 3-2. Cassie, so much slug to that bat. He destroyed the baseball during his JUCO time at Mineral Area and didn't necessarily translate his first year in Bellingham, but man, it's come through during this summer. As Nate Johnson hit a grounder to Mosier, the shortstop. His throw was up the line, and Johnson applied a tag on Nate Johnson. Reese Johnson getting out Nate Johnson on a nice tag, and that'll be the first out off 1 pitch following the home run. Now Jake Lyle, the designated hitter, after reaching on an error and coming around to score. West Coast League All-Star for Jake Lyle, and That's because he has so far in the summer led the team in runs batted in. Produced as a middle-of-the-order bat so far with Bellingham out of Loyola Marymount University. He'll be a future teammate potentially of Jack Brockmiller. Left fielder for Baum bat. Pops up the second pitch of his at-bat to the infielder, Reese Johnson at first base. For the second out, the second straight time to him at first. That time via the flyout. Matt Churchill, after delivering an RBI single in the first inning for his second time, after 2 runs driven in last night on 2 hits for Matt Churchill. Batting again on Tuesday against the Northwest Star Nighthawks. Churchill also got the start, but was 0 for 3. 3 hits over the last 2 days for him. Sun starting to peek through here at Joe Martin Field, out in right field. It's a nice day, just around 70 degrees, mostly partly cloudy, I'd say. Sun shining right now. Wind blowing decently well in towards home, but that was no trouble for Noah Cassie, who launched the leadoff home run. Something about Noah Cassie leading off an inning. In his 3-home-run game against Port Angeles, 2 of those homers were when he was the leadoff man. Picked up the leadoff homer here in the 3rd inning to make it 3-2, Bellingham in front. Right now an 0-2 start to the at-bat against Churchill as the right-hander tries to get out of the inning with just the 1 run of damage, and with that grounder to short, Mosier's throw is in time to make it just that. The solo home run from Cassie makes it 3-2 as we go into the 4th.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Into the 4th inning in Bellingham non-league action here on this Thursday evening in the West Coast League as your Bellingham Bells lead Bombat Northwest 3-2 after a solo home run from Noah Cassie, and Cedric Henderson going to take over on the hill, the incoming freshman for UCLA out of Berkeley High School, pitching here, and this is a guy that throws very hard. Upwards of 90 miles an hour with most of his fastballs. Fresh out of high school, too. He's getting some looks for a potential MLB draft pick. That's this weekend. Saturday it starts. So that's kind of exciting to see if maybe we'll have some guys that could hear their name called. When it comes to prospects right now on the team, I'd say we have 3 guys that are maybe in the running to hear their names as far as getting drafted. Cedric Henderson, one of those, along with Jaden Jackson and Dylan Moss. There's going to be it looks like there's going to be actually a good number of former Bellingham Bells selected, and that's just in the last couple of years former guys, because you think about the 2024 team, you got Roman Martin on that team of UCLA. He's likely going to get drafted. You got Nick Lewis, a pitcher who was so good with Washington State. He might get drafted. You look back to 2023, Dean West looking like he might get drafted, as will Max Hartman, is kind of what is being a consensus right now. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more names than that were on the team before I was here. My first year was 2023. And, you know, those are the guys that I'm excited to see vault into that next step. It's crazy to think, you know, just a couple of years ago they were here in Bellingham throwing or hitting homers, and very well could be the case a couple more years down the road. We're talking about these guys, but it might be the case in just a couple of days. Cedric Henderson may be a guy to keep your eye on. Could be his last outing right now as a Bellingham Bell. He deals 3 straight strikes and gets a swinging strikeout. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Cedric Henderson to sit down Flores to start the 4th inning on his first punch out. He relieves Lathan Haywood, the starter. 3 innings pitched for Haywood, 1 walk and 5 hits allowed for 2 runs. Haywood had 1 strikeout and will exit with a no decision. Reese Johnson dancing out of the way of the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Henderson had the second fastest fastball at the 2025 Perfect Game Showcase in Northern California. Also competed at the Perfect Game National Showcase. Showcased his talents there. Gets a fly ball to center field where Dylan Moss will have the glove for the out. And 2 down in the top of the 4th. Bell's looking for a scoreless frame after taking the lead in the 3rd on Noah Cassie's solo homer in the inning to make it 3-2. Danny Morgan now going to bat for Baum Northwest. Morgan a strikeout looking, the only K for Lathan Haywood. Swings through strike 1 here against Henderson. This is a guy, Cedric Henderson, that could cause some trouble for these 17U Baum players. Not a lot of guys throwing 93 in high school ball. Comboing it with a nasty slider like that for strike 2. Anderson already 2 up, 2 down, and he's working quickly, ready to go. Here's his 0-2. A piece of that one from Morgan to stay alive, but still no balls and 2 strikes. Ran that one up to 94. He's putting it dead center, too, just saying, come hit it. 0-2 breaking pitch, no chase. Good tunnel there, but ball 1 as Morgan saw it coming. One, 2, taken just wide. Morgan has it even after going down early 0-2. The Baum catcher batting with 2 outs in the 4th. That one for a ball wide. Actually, check that. That was ball 3. Yeah, hold on. He was going to first base. I had to think, did I mess up and not get the count right? But no, that's the 3-2. So he's back into the batter's box. This would be a hilarious strikeout. Henderson's 3-2. There's the swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually, in fact, back into the glove of Churchill. So 1-2-3, go down. Baum in the 4th. 3-2 the lead for your Bells.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapist and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-2 the lead for your Bellingham Bells over Baum Northwest here in non-league action in the West Coast League on a Thursday evening. I'm Zen Hill. Thanks for joining us here on the Bellingham Bells YouTube or the Bellingham Bells Mixler or on West Coast League Live, wherever you're following along this ball game from. Tyler Peschke will do the leading off. The left fielder struck out looking in his first at-bat against Ryland Howe. That is the only punch-out so far for the right-hander. And that's a curveball that Peschke swings through for strike one. 3-2 the lead after Howe allowed the solo shot to Noah Cassie in the third inning. Just the third hit off of Howe so far with that third inning home run. This breaking ball is skied to right field. Sam Smith with the grab just out in shallow right.
Next up for the Bells, shortstop, number 11.
KG Hattori comes to the plate. Hattori, a Cal Poly commit coming out of Redondo Union High School, just finished his senior season there. It is a top 500 nationally ranked recruit for the 2026 class, coming out of California, sticking down in SoCal, going to Cal Poly. San Luis Obispo, an awesome town. If you've never been, it's going to be a fun spot for Hattori to call home. 0-1 breaking ball and a 0-2 start. Howe is coming out with strikes here. Here's the 0-2. Wide to KG Hattori. Ball and 2 strikes coming from Howe. Foul ball from Hattori to stay alive. Mentioned just the 1 strikeout against Peschke so far for the starting right-hander. 3 hits and 3 walks allowed. Has kept things in check for the most part for an incoming high school senior at Union High School. It's a miss to Hattori for ball 2. Seen some good battled at-bats from Hattori this summer with Bellingham. Trying to make things hard on Ryland Howe here with 1 out in the 4th. Fouled away off the 2-2. Hasn't seen a ton of playing time with Hattori. Joined the team a little bit later than the guys that have been with us for the entire summer, but has provided a good batting average in his time and good defense as well. Defense, a highlight of his game according to Cal Poly head coach Larry Lee that recruited him to come. That is line to the shortstop, Mosier, who goes down to make the play on a line out. No hop on that one, so in the glove of the shortstop's hands for the second out in the bottom of the 4th. Now Rashad Hayes to bat. Walk for him in the second inning. Two outs, Hayes swats the first pitch out to left field, but Rockmiller able to get back on it towards his left. That'll be a 1-2-3 frame toss by Ryland Howe, and we go to the 5th inning. 3-2 the Bellingham lead.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Fifth inning here at Joe Martin Field in a non-league game between Baum Northwest and your Bellingham Bells. Let's look at some scores from the West Coast League right now. The only other team that is or was competing in a non-league schedule through these 3 games, but not a game tonight for them, was the Marion Berries, so they're not in action tonight. But looking at the North Division matchups, Wenatchee leading Port Angeles, looking for a sweep. They're up 2-1 in the top of the 4th. Edmonton leading Nanaimo 3-1, looking for a series win in the bottom of the 5th. During that game, you have a North Division crossover between the South with Victoria leading Bend 3-2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. You have the Kelowna Falcons leading the Kamloops North Paws 2-0, bottom of the 4th, as the Falcons look for a series win. Down in the South Division, the Walla Walla Sweets leading the Springfield Drifters 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. The Aqua Valley Pippins lead the Ridgefield Raptors 3-1. Pippins could get a sweep over the Raptors, and the Raptors are the top team in the South. Yakima, quiet team to keep an eye on, bottom of the 3rd inning there. And then out in Portland, Corvallis leading the Pickles 3-0, top of the 1st inning. Knights have posted 3 runs against the Pickles. 1-1 from Cedric Henderson home. Flied to right field for Dominic Kevon, and he has the first out from the bottom of the order hitter Smith. Gives things back to Blake Mosier, the Lake Stevens High School shortstop. Sure, Aspen Alexander knows who he is. Alexander, of course, just a year removed from Lake Stevens, but Mosier representing them as well. He'll be back for his senior season next year. No commitment right now for him. The shortstop in this game, a pair of groundouts to the left side of the infield. Retired by the shortstop, Hattori, the third baseman, Johnson. Cedric Henderson had a 1-2-3 4th inning featuring 2 strikeouts. He's now set down 4 in a row. Coming in relief for the starter, Lathan Haywood. Inheriting a 3-2 lead, and a scoreless 5th would put him in line for a win if the Bells hold on to the lead. This is another grounder, this time to Hattori. Shortstop sits down Mosier for the 2nd time tonight. That's the 2nd out in the 5th to bring up Jake Miller. There are some notable alumni from Baum. You have Noble Meyer, the first name that comes to mind, the number 10 overall pick to the Miami Marlins in 2023. Paul Wilson was a 3rd rounder to Tampa Bay in 2023 as well. And you have Wilson Weber, who was selected in the 2025 draft, but did play with Noble Meyer during their time at Baum. And the fun story about that is that, you know, Meyer drafted in 2023. 2 years later, Weber drafted. Wilson Weber's pro debut after being drafted was on August 6th of 2025 with the Bellowitz Sky Carp, which are the high affiliate of the Marlins, and he actually got to catch Noble Meyer for his first ever pro game. Cassie stopped the play on a dive down the first base line, but his toss to Henderson for the cover was not in time. It'll be a base hit from Miller on the infield single. Your infield single with 2 outs for Miller. Brings up Klein with 2 outs. Landon Klein out of Snohomish. Ground out and a pop-up to the catcher. Pick-off throw back to first base where Miller is back safely. Henderson's 2-out pitch is missed for ball 1. That hit the first base runner against Henderson, who had retired the first 5 he faced in relief. Now struggling to locate against Landon Klein. 2 balls and no strikes. There he gets his strike, 2-1. The velo going down a little bit for Henderson. Into his second inning of relief. Saw him touching 93 on his fastball. Comes out after the up-down. Right now sitting at 89 on that one. Runner going as the hit and run is popped up. Right side and back out of play. So just 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one back up to 90 miles an hour from Henderson. A member of Berkeley High School this past year. They were 21-5. Henderson's team, though, was upset by Petaluma in the North Coast Section Championship first round. Two balls and 2 strikes to count on Klein. Man on first. Top of the 5th in a 3-2 ball game. Takeoff move, but Miller still safely back. Another move to first. Miller, the second baseman, diving back safely once again. He went on the last time that Henderson came home. Doesn't take off this time, and off the inside of Klein's bat, it'll be another foul ball. 2-2, runner going. Swing and a miss. Henderson, his third punch out through 2 innings of relief. And it's still 3-2 Bellingham as the dinger run takes over the middle of the 5th inning here in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Dylan Moss to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for your Bellingham Bells. 3-2 the score, with Bells leading Baum Northwest. Non-league contest here on a Thursday evening in the West Coast League. This is the 3rd game of 3 non-league contests this week for Bellingham, but not the only ones during this 9-game homestand. Bells will have 3 more non-league games next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday during the All-Star break. As Moss swings through strike 1. Rylan Howe still dealing for Baum. Tomorrow's matchup against the Port Angeles Lefties kicks off at 4:35 here at the ballpark. A post-game concert from Space Band. They're back here in Bellingham for another post-game concert, and that's why we have the early 4:35 start time. So get up here to Joe Martin Field early enough for that first pitch, and then the day after tomorrow, Saturday, fireworks show. So a normal 6:35 start time. See if it gets dark enough by the finish of the game. To see those fireworks after. It's always a fun time. And then Sunday's game against the Port Angeles Lefties starting at 1:35. Our homestand continues on Monday with the Community Champions game. That a fundraiser game, not an official game for your Bellingham Bells, but partnered with the Max Higbee Center for that. As Dylan Moss strikes out swinging to start the 5th inning. And that'll be the second punch out for Rylan Howe. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the Bells will have 3 non-league games facing the Cascade Collegiate team on Tuesday, the Dub C Fish Sticks of the Pacific International League on Wednesday, and then Gunderson Baseball on Thursday. They'll be back in league play on the road at Kamloops next weekend. Rounding it, Keybon, a walk and hit into a double play. Takes a first pitch strike. Now an 0-1 coming home to the Bells right fielder. Keybon sits on it away for ball 1. One and one after the leadoff man struck out. Keybon pops it up to the infield, left side. It's the third baseman, Zayden Margath. After the towering fly ball comes down into his glove, he has the second out. Noah Cassie will bat with 2 down. His solo homer in the third. Right now the difference between the two teams. 3-2 the lead after that solo shot from him. He has a walk and a homer with 2 runs scored. 7th bomb of the year, although it won't show up in the counting stats for Cassie. This being an exhibition game. Cassie taking strike 1. These non-league games won't affect the Bells' record, won't affect their stats. It's good and bad, of course. You know, Lathan Haywood has 2 less earned runs against him on his stats, but same situation for Noah Cassie, missing out on 1 extra home run. Might have plenty of home runs if he decides to participate in the West Coast League Home Run Derby taking place on Tuesday of next week. Cassie an all-star selection, maybe going to participate. Haven't asked him about it. Ground ball from Cassie for strike 2. One, 2 on Cassie after the foul ball to stay alive here. Ryland Howe looking for a 1-2-3 inning. His pitch fouled again by Cassie. One, 2 from the right-hander. Cassie shoots it out to right center field. That's dropping in the gap between the 2 fielders for a base knock, and the second for Cassie in the game. It comes with 2 outs on a single, and the 5th extends to Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson, the third baseman, 0 of 2. Howe's pitch, fouled away from Nate Johnson. .277 batting average his collegiate year with Tulane, is second with the Green Waves. 41 games played as a freshman, but only 17 starts. This past year played in 50 total games. This one roped out to right field. Sam Smith has it, but Cassie heading into third base will be in there standing. And a pair of 2-out singles for the Bells put runners on the corners here in the 5th inning.
Next up for the Bells, number 14, Jake Lyle.
Jake Lyle, the DH, will bat 0 of 2, but now men on the corner for him. Something he does so well is driving in runs with the Bells this summer. Team leader in RBI. A West Coast League All-Star, batting with 2 outs and a 3-2 lead. Swing and a miss at the first pitch for strike 1. An 0-1 toss home, breaking pitch that Lyle misses at, so now 0-2 after a leadoff man strikeout for Rylan Howe, trying to cap off bookending K's for the 5th. Have the Bells with a scoreless inning. Bells now with 5 hits off of the starter Howe. 0-2. Swing and a miss from Lyle down on strikes, and it is bookending K's for Rylan Howe to pitch a scoreless 5th. 3-2 the Bellingham lead as we head into the 6th.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. New pitcher for Bellingham into the 6th inning, holding on to a 3-2 lead. Frank Willius will take over, the lefty out of Gonzaga. Being used here, just 6 appearances on the summer for him. Willius often used as a closer, 5 saves in 6 appearances, but hasn't thrown since June 24th against the Port Angeles lefties, and it's a shame that he had to miss some time because Willius very well could have been on his way to an all-star selection with how we had seen him dominate as far as being the closer for Bellingham, but he'll make his 7th appearance of the summer. All straight appearances now coming out of the bullpen for Bellingham, but this obviously not a save situation, although it is a hold situation, trying to keep the 3-2 lead for the Bells. Willius on the season, a 3 ERA with a solid 1 whip. Just the 1 hit allowed from him so far through 6 innings. He has surrendered 5 walks, though, for 2 runs. And he'll start things off against Zayden Margath, who has a single and a walk. Willius to start the 6th inning with a pair of misses, relieving Cedric Henderson after 2 frames from the right-hander. It's now a lefty for the first time on the hill against Baum bat. 3-0 start for Willius. Three and 0 and 4 straight misses. Start off the inning. The tying run now will go to first base. Anderson, 2 innings of scoreless baseball in the 4th and 5th. Had 3 strikeouts with only 1 hit allowed. Did not walk a batter. No runs against Henderson. In line for a win, but right now maybe that 3-2 lead in jeopardy after the leadoff man reaching for Baum bat. Now the tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of Rockmiller, who delivered a RBI triple back in his first at-bat of the game after Margath had gotten a single to start off the 2nd. Baum bat trying to start off another 2-run frame maybe here with those same 2 guys. That a strike given to Frank Willius. for strike one. Brock Miller, his last time was retired by the third baseman Nate Johnson as Willius throws over to first base where Margaret is. Another throw over before the lefty comes home. Here's his 1-1. Half-hearted swing for strike two from Brock Miller. Those 2 runs in the second, one of them on the RBI triple from Brock Miller. The only runs of the game for Bombat. 1-2 from Willius is low for a second ball, and that would even count to the left fielder. First 2 Bells pitchers only surrendered 1 walk. That was Haywood's free pass issued. Already 1 walk allowed from Willius on his first batter. Now a 2-2. He misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes for the full count. This has been the struggle so far for Willius in a Bells uniform. The command was also the struggle at Gonzaga this past year. But he has the stuff to be dominant, just the 1 hit allowed on the year. And there's a swing and a miss right there with a strikeout. So he comes away with the out and gets his first out in relief during this 6th inning. Willius had 9 walks issued for Gonzaga in 3 2/3 innings pitched across 4 appearances for the Zags. With the Bulldogs, he gave up 6 earned runs on 4 hits, had 4 strikeouts. Jacob Flores taking strike 1. He's 0 of 2 with a strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher. That one bounced in the dirt for ball 1. Willius, this was his junior year at Gonzaga after spending the first 2 seasons of his collegiate career at California Lutheran. Originated from Northfield High School in Colorado. The runner takes off. There's a foul ball. Now, California Lutheran was really solid. 2.49 ERA in his freshman year. Just over 21 innings for him. Had 35 Ks in the 21 2/3 innings that he pitched. Then followed it up in a sophomore campaign where he had a 2.76 ERA in 32 2/3. And racked up 53 strikeouts. He's always had the strikeout stuff. We've seen it in Bellingham. Saw it at California Lutheran. 1 year of eligibility left for him as he heads into his senior season during the upcoming fall. Jacob Flores at the plate is heading into his senior season in high school in the fall. He's 0 of 2 and right now in a 2-2 count against Willius. Throw over to first where Margaret is. He had the leadoff walk here in the 6th. 1 out and that man still at first. The tying run for Bombat Northwest. 2-2. That just missed low for ball 3. The 92-mile-an-hour fastball below the zone from Willius. Now another full count. Last time came away with a strikeout. See what he's got here in the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Runner going, hit up the middle. Hayes, a quick toss to Hattori to get the out. Then the throw to first. That's a double play. What a heck of a double play from Hayes, Hattori, and Cassie. It's a scoreless top half of the 6th from Willius and a 3-2 lead heading into the bottom of 6 in Bellingham.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the sixth inning at Joe Martin Field. Non-league contest between Baum Northwest, a travel ball team, and your West Coast League's Bellingham Bells. Bells lead this exhibition 3-2 over Baum Northwest into the bottom of the sixth as Rylan Howe throws here for his sixth inning of the start. 73 pitches for the starter. Right-hander committed to Oregon, headed into his senior high school season before joining the Ducks. First pitch into the Division III UPS logger, Matt Churchill. Two straight misses to him to start the bottom of the sixth. Bells a 3-2 lead after Noah Cassie's solo homer in the third. Matt Churchill drove in the second run of the game on his RBI knock in the first. He fouls away that pitch for a 2-1 count. Was retired on a grounder to Mosier, the shortstop, in his second at-bat, so 1 of 2 so far in the game against the starter Rylan Howe. Right now, no one warming up for Baum. 2-1, skied to shallow right field. Smith hustling as his hat falls off, and he runs to make the catch.
Next up for the Bells, number 22, Tyler Peschke.
So after the flyout from Churchill, Tyler Peschke will bat. 0 of 2 so far, flyout and a strikeout for him. A rare start in left field. We haven't seen him made a play, have we? No, there's been no flyouts to left field. So Tyler Peschke yet to get in on the defensive action of things and yet to get on the offensive action too. Strike one from him to start the at-bat in the bottom of the sixth. Swing and a miss from Peschke, down quickly 0-2. Breaking ball has worked so far for Rylan Howe against Peschke, and he goes back to it there with a swing and miss. Now here's his 0-2. Another swing and miss from Peschke and a strikeout.
Now batting for the Bells, number 11, KG Hattori.
KG Hattori to bat. He's 0 of 2. Fly out and a line out for him to the left side and went out to the outfield and to the shortstop. Bell's shortstop here looking for his first knock to come with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. Ball low to Hattori to get the at-bat underway. Rylan Howe so far has looked great so far. He's just had the 2 innings of run damage. First inning was definitely nervous about, maybe the command, but he's really settled in nicely. Had the 2 walks and the hit allowed in the first inning for 2 runs. Since then, just 1 walk issued. Has been hit 4 times since the first, but has also thrown 3 scoreless innings across that time. Looking for a 4th in his start here in the 6th. Right now behind the count 3-0, so right after I'm talking about him not walking any guys since the first or second innings. Behind 3-0 with 2 outs against KG Hattori, and has to throw in right down the middle. Can't find it, so it will be a 2-out walk for Hattori. Rashad Hayes now to bat. Hayes, one of the 4 walks issued from Rylan Howe in this start. flew out to left field in the 4th inning. Breaking pitch is strike 1 into Hayes. Pickoff throw to first base. No tag applied. Hayes was the number 10 shortstop in California when he came out of Bishop O'Dowd High School. Rylan Howe right now the number 2 right-hander in Washington for the 2027 class from Union High School. Misses wide to Rashad Hayes. Hayes in his upbringing had played on the 12U USA national team in 2019 during the Baseball World Cup in Taiwan. Competed in the MLB Breakthrough Series. Was at the Hank Aaron Invitational. Hattori going on the strike to Hayes, and he'll take second base. No contest even from the catcher Morgan. It's now a runner in scoring position, but a 1-2 count and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Now set for another toss to Hayes. This one wide. And Hattori heads back to second base. Hayes in 4 years at Bishop O'Dowd High School, 4 times named to the West Alameda County All-Conference teams. Two and two on the Stanford infielder as a 2-out pitch is just blooped to shallow center field and down for a hit. Hattori coming in to score as Hayes has an RBI single with 2 outs. Little bit of cushion given there on that blooping single from Hayes to make it 4-2 Bellingham. Hattori scoring after the 2-out walk. And now 4 runs against Rylan Howe. Back to the top of the order in Dylan Moss, who's 1 of 3 with a single, but a strikeout most recently. Just one of the 4 strikeouts that Rylan Howe has. He only had 1 strikeout through his first 4 innings, but in the last 2, he struck out 3. You'd expect for the 3rd time through the order to be a little bit more difficult to get your strikeouts, but that's where he's found them. One of those against Moss, as it's now going to be the 4th time he's facing Moss. And it comes here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs after a first pitch foul ball from Moss. 0-1 start to the at-bat. Rashad Hayes, 6 steals on the year off of first base. Pickoff throw back to him. Hattori stealing second ended up helping that run score because on the weak contact swing from Hayes, that base hit would not score a runner from first. Hayes taking off on this one, and the throw up the second base line, and Hayes will be in for a steal. So now up into scoring position goes Rashad Hayes for Dylan Moss, the center fielder in today's game. A couple of plays out there in the outfield for him. Usually a catcher, though, for Bellingham. Ball on a strike right now with 2 outs on him. This is a bouncer to Mosier at short. He's throwing a line to Johnson at first to strand the man at second, but the Bells get 1 more run in, and it's 4-2 as we go to the 7th.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Here in Bellingham, we're into the 7th inning in a 4-2 ball game. The Bellingham Bells lead Baum Northwest. Non-league contest here on this Thursday night. As Will Crane takes over on the hill for Bellingham, the freshman from UCLA did not pitch this collegiate year, but so far in Bellingham has thrown a total of 2 1/3 innings across 3 appearances. Hasn't had the best of results so far as the Bell. 5 hits and 3 walks allowed for Crane for 7 runs. Luckily only 3 earned, or else the ERA would be even worse than the 11.57 it already sits at. He'll try and control things here in a 2-run lead for him. Right-handed thrower facing Reese Johnson as the bottom of the order comes up for Baum Northwest in the inning. First pitch attacked and chopped at Torrey, the shortstop, backing up for it. And he had enough time to get it across to Cassie for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. A good start for Will Crane in relief. The right-hander Crane out of Eastside Catholic High School here in Washington before attending UCLA this past year. He returns to the West Coast League after throwing 11 1/3 innings with the Bend Elks last summer. During that time, allowed 10 earned runs with Bend. He's trying to get back to that Eastside Catholic version of himself that set the single-season strikeout record with 202 strikeouts. The man that he took down for the Eastside Catholic record, Matthew Boyd, Chicago Cubs' current major league pitcher. That lefty's got plenty of strikeout stuff, but Crane did it better. 202 Ks, the new record. Named All-State in his career as well as a pitcher. This is back to him, and he'll underhand toss to first. That's a wonderful start for Will Crane through the first 2 batters. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting for Baum number 4, Sam Smith.
Sam Smith for the 3rd time. This isn't the pop singer, this is the right fielder. He's got a single and a fly out. Central Catholic High School right fielder Sam Smith up with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Bellingham leading at 4-2 over Baum Northwest in this non-league game. Pitch misses for ball 1. Will Crane so far 2 up, 2 down in his first inning of relief. Taking over for Frank Willius, who tossed an inning. Had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Help of a double play to have a scoreless 6th inning with the minimum batters faced. Will Crane trying to face the minimum in the 7th. This bouncy ball down the first base line gives him a chance to do that. Crane fields it and then runs into the batter, so that'll be the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3 goes Will Crane in relief in the 7th, and we'll stretch here at the Joe.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim Orthopedic Surgeons.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Take Me Out to the Ball Game been sung by the very own Michael J. Michael J's got a great story on him at one of the local newspapers, Cascadia Daily. I hope you can go check that out or pick up a copy. Good Bellingham Bells representation in that paper. And Take Me Out of the Ball Game, it sounded great today. And part of the reason why is because I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but Del Masson is a season ticket holder here with Bellingham. As Round at Keybon shoots a base hit out into left field to start the inning. So Dell is a season ticket holder and obviously knows something about audio engineering because, well, the Bells have had some troubles here if you've been to a couple of games in person. They've just had a rough time figuring out how to get their mic on field to sound good, not have feedback, but also be loud enough so that everyone at the park can hear it. So throughout the year, for some reason, it's been a big issue. But Dell came in today, comes up to the press box, fiddles around with the machine that runs the on-field mic, and everything today has been so smooth, no feedback, sounds great. So yeah, what an awesome little thing from the community, and that's just that's so Bellingham Bells to happen, right? A guy from the community, a season ticket holder, coming in and helping you out. It's just awesome how this community supports the team. It's awesome to see guys like Dell coming up here and helping us out. So we don't got any audio engineers on this team. We just all kind of, fake it till we make it. So he did a great job. Michael J. on the field does a great job singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and it was nice and no feedback today on the mic. So after the leadoff single from Robin Keybon, it's Noah Cassie. He's perfect in the game, 2 of 2 with a walk, homer, and a single. 2 runs scored for Cassie. Swing and a miss is strike 1 on him. It's still the starter out there, Rylan Howe, going, but the Bombat team does have the bullpen moving. Pickoff throw to first where Keybon is back at safely. One and one, another look back to first, but now a pitch home to Cassie. Takes it inside. Howe on the mound right here, about to throw his 100th pitch of the start into the 7th inning. And it comes on a 2-1. Number 100 is a grounder to the third baseman, to Miller at second, to 1 in time for a double play. Bang, bang down the first base line. Bellingham faithful does not agree with it. Second double play that the Bells have hit into. Nate Johnson will come up with 2 outs in the 7th. That a 5-4-3 double play for the first 2 outs. Nate Johnson now batting. Johnson check swings on the 0-1, and now he's down 0-2. A hit in his last time to the plate, still 1 of 3 overall, one of the 7 knocks that the Bells have. Howe on the mound now, pitch number 103. There's a swing and a miss, gets the strikeout to get through 7. What a start from Rylan Howe. You got to assume he's done. Exits down 4-2 as we go to the 8th.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. 8th inning here in Bellingham, Washington, and a 4-2 lead for your Bells, who have gone to their bullpen here for another time. It's been a stark contrast between the two teams. You have the Bells, who work with pitch counts and can't throw their guys too long, and then you got the 103 pitches from the starter for Baum. Will Crane, just the one scoreless inning of relief. Nothing in the counting stats for him. No hits, no strikeouts, no walks. Zach Elsos will take over on the bump. Elsos, a right-hander from Lewis and Clark State College. Second career Bells summer for him. 2022 he pitched with Bellingham. This will be his 7th appearance of the season. 12 and a third innings pitched so far for him.
Leading off for Wombat Northwest at the top of the 8th inning.
Wombat Northwest will have their leadoff batters coming up. Mosier will lead things off, followed by the 2 and 3 hitters. Elsos on the summer so far, 2.92 ERA. He's been one of the better relievers for Bellingham. This one is a high chopper to the second baseman. Rashad Hayes with the play across. One pitch, one out to start the 8th and to start the relief outing for Zach Elsos.
Next up for Wombat, number 3, Jake Miller.
Elsos now matching up against Jake Miller, and this is just a crazy difference in baseball career length so far. I mean, you've got Jake Miller at the plate, and all these Wombat guys who are class of 2027 high school athletes are heading into their senior year of high school. Zach Elsos graduated high school in 2021, Hoquiam High School. I believe that's when he graduated. He's been, because he's had a long collegiate journey. Gray Harbor in 2021, Southwest Oregon in 2022 and 2023. No years in 24, 25, but now this past 2026 with LC State. He's shot for a base hit up the middle from Miller, and that's Miller's 3rd hit of the game. Now he's got 3 of the 7 for Wombat. And it's 3 of 4 overall. He gets the one-out single here in the 8th against Zach Elsos. Elsos was a 2020 graduate. Bunt being shown by Klein, and it's a foul ball. Throw over to first base. So for Zach Elsos, who graduated high school in 2020, these players who are playing for Bombat, 5th graders when Zach Elsos graduated. Now they're facing off in the same game here in the West Coast League. That's a crazy stat. Klein 0 of 3 at the plate. Couple of pickoff moves to Miller at first. Hasn't had a steal in this game. Inside miss to Klein. Elsos 12 and a third with Bellingham, 8 hits and 14 walks allowed. His whip of 178, much higher than the 2.92 ERA he posts. 7 runs total against him, but only 4 earned. He's got 15 strikeouts in his 12 and a third. Runner going on the 1-1. Churchill didn't catch it cleanly, so free steal for Miller. Two and one, and Churchill will go up to chat with Elsos real quick, who just came in relief here in the 8th. Bombat has not scored since the 2nd. They trail at 4-2. Tying run at the plate, though. Landon Klein, one swing would tie it. Already seen a homer in this game. Wind still blowing in towards home plate, slightly out to right field as well, as it always does here in Bellingham's southwest-facing ballpark. 3-1 after that miss from Elsos. 15 2/3 pitched for Lewis and Clark State this year for the right-hander. Off the inside of the bat to Hattori, the shortstop. A low throw to Cassie at first, but picked up by the first baseman for the second out. So for Bombat now, Zeta Margath comes up with 2 outs, trying to give Bombat some life into the last 2 frames here. Top 8, 2 down and a man on third. 1 run could go a long way for Bombat, try and rally up the tie in the 9th. Also is trying to prevent that. Right-hander, a 5.17 ERA with LC State, the Warriors. 12 relief outings for him then. Struck out 24 in that time. Trying to dial in his command, though. 0-1. Away to Margath for ball 1. One high and away miss for ball 2. Margath in the game, 2 walks and a hit. So far perfect, even 1 of 1 for him with a run scored. Trying to work himself back on base in the 2-1 count. That pitch in for a strike. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes for Elsos. First inning of relief, trying to hang on to the 2-run lead. Bells extended that lead to 2 with a run in the bottom of the 6th. Scoreless 7th inning brings us here in a 4-2 lead for Bellingham. Now Elsos with a 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and he caps off a scoreless 8th inning with a strikeout as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2, Bellingham leads Bombat.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Joe Martin Field, non-league battle between Baum and your Bellingham Bells, and it is a pitching change for Baum. 7-inning start from Rylan Howe, and you know you can't be mad at it. 7 hits allowed, 4 walks, sure, but only 2 earned runs against him. 2 runs scoring on the error in the first inning, extending that. So he exits in line for a loss, allowing the 4 runs, but still plenty of baseball left to play. Danny Morgan going to take over as the pitcher. Danny Morgan was the catcher for this game, but now Jake Patchmeyer is going to be the catcher, and I believe this means you lose your DH. Not that it would really matter unless we get to a situation. Oh, actually, the DH is due up in the 9th inning, so we're actually, going to see that change. Jake Lyle to bat and fouls back the first pitch for strike 1 to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. A 1 to Lyle after striking out in his last at-bat. He's 0 of 3 so far in his first action of the week. Correction on Howe's line, it's 5 strikeouts for the starter. And Lyle hit by a pitch. A tough 74 miles an hour to him. Puts him at first. Now Matt Churchill will bat with a man on. Danny Morgan, the catcher for the first 7 innings, now the pitcher here in the 8th. Such a high school thing to happen, right? You put your catcher at a pitcher, throw back to the pitcher goes over, but Miller, the second baseman, will get it back to his pitcher Morgan. He does have a nice fastball. That was 86 there to get strike 1 on Churchill. Morgan's 0-1, low to Churchill. Churchill 1 of 3 in this game, and RBI knock at his first at-bat, 0 for 2 his last 2 trips. Early on his swing for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes with no outs and a man at first. Danny Morgan's pitch. Breaking ball, shot down the third base line. It'll get into the left field corner. Lyle hustling as Brock Miller gets to it. Regier gives Lyle the go-ahead sign as the relay comes home to the plate just late. Churchill has an RBI double, and he continues to swing it well here in these non-league games. So if you needed some insurance, there it is in the 8th inning. 1 run. Make it a 3-run lead, and now Baum with a mound visit. Morgan has faced 2 batters, has hit 1 and allowed a double. Bells now have 8 hits. That double, the first double of the game for Bellingham. Second extra base hit to go along with Cassie's homer. And Tyler Peschke set to bat with no outs and a man at second. Peschke 0 of 3, so the guy's struggling so far tonight that Morgan could maybe try an attack here to get his first out in relief. Long mound visit finishes with Morgan staying in the game. That one in there for a strike for Morgan to get ahead of Peschke. No 2 the start against Peschke. Already 2 strikeouts in the game for him. 2 of the 5 for the starter Howe against Peschke. Struggling in the non-league game. Was 1 of 3 with a sacrifice fly against the Northwest Star Nighthawks on Tuesday. Peschke off the inside of his bat out to center field, but in for Klein. And he was playing in and nabbed away the potential hit for a fly out to center field for the first out. Churchill still at second. KG Hattori 0 of 2 with a walk and a run scored. Stole a base after walking in the 6th. That led to the run because Rashad Hayes delivered a blooping single in the 6th inning to make the Bells lead 4-2, and now it sits at 5-2 after Churchill's RBI double here in this frame. First pitch a miss to Hattori from Danny Morgan. Moving to the pitcher's spot with Jake Packmayer now catching. The number 28 behind the dish for Baum bat. Want to know on the inside for strike 1. Morgan on the mound out of Shorewood High School, working in a 1-1 count against KG Hattori. His first inning of pitching coming in relief for the starter who went 7 deep, Rylan Howe. Bombat threw their best arm and find themselves down 5-2. 2-1 count to KG Hattori in the bottom of the 8th inning. Two and 1 with Churchill off of second after his RBI double. Hattori slices a foul for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Bellingham's shortstop. No hits for him of Bellingham's 8. Him, Peschke, and Lyle, the Bells without base knocks today. Churchill and Cassie, the only Bells with multiple. As a miss to Hattori makes it a full count. (3-2), just spoiled by Hattori to stay alive. So 3-2 now on Hattori as the payoff pitch comes home. That's a low ball 4. Runners will be at first and second base. Seeing the Bombat defense turn 2 double plays, they'd love to get one here in the bottom of the 8th inning to try and help out their pitcher, Morgan. Rashad Hayes, a hit and a walk, drove in a run in the 6th. He's 1 of 2 with a steal. Tomorrow, 4:35, Bellingham takes on the Port Angeles Lefties for their 3rd series against the Lefties of the summer. 4:35 start time because there's a post-game concert. Don't worry about having to buy an extra ticket for that. If you come to the park, you can just stick around. It'll be out in the grass hill, out in left field. Spaceman performing. That's why we have the 4:35 early start time. Want to get you in and out of the baseball a little bit earlier so you don't have to be home super late if you want to stay for the concert. And then on Saturday, catch post-game fireworks with the usual 6:35 start time here in Bellingham. Rashad Hayes after ball one against Danny Morgan. Hit a batter, walked a batter, and allowed a double here in this 1-run eighth so far. Hayes takes a cut at strike one. Morgan set for the 1-1. First and second on for Bellingham. Hayes takes the breaking ball for a called strike. One, two. In the dirt to Hayes. Shakes his head at it. For good reason, it's ball two, and the count is even. Bells will score another run to get a 3-run cushion heading into the 9th inning. Maybe even a chance to add to it with 1 out and men at first and second base. Two. Low for ball three. Three-two misses, and the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks issued from the catcher turned pitcher Danny Morgan. And they're juiced up. Second mound visit of the inning, so that will pull the trigger on a change for Baum bat. Looks like they're going to do that high school thing where it's not a guy coming out of the bullpen, but it's going to be a guy coming off the field to take out Danny Morgan.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the 8th inning, and resuming here with a new pitcher for Baum bat. They've made a change from Danny Morgan, and it's a change that I don't think is legal in the West Coast League. Not that I know, but it's definitely legal in high school, and these guys are 17U team. It's an exhibition. Doesn't really matter. So the reason that it's kind of weird is because it's Jacob Flores who's going to pitch. Flores started this game as the DH. Went 0-3 at the plate. He came out of the game because they needed a catcher, and he was the DH because their catcher had moved to a pitcher. Man, this is not confusing at all. Their catcher had moved to the pitching spot, Morgan, And they needed a catcher, so that's why Pigmayer came in. But now with Morgan leaving, Flores re-enters the game as the batter in the 8th order, but he's the pitcher because they burned their DH, who was Flores, but he left the game, but now he's allowed to come back in and be the pitcher. I don't think there's going to be a huge protest about it. I mean, we got the bases loaded and 1 out for dang sake and a 5-2 lead, but it's just kind of silly because it doesn't feel like college baseball. But these guys are a travel ball high school team. Obviously, no argument coming from Bellingham. If it was a league game, sure, yeah, hey, you took that guy out of the game. You can't put him back in as a pitcher now. But the rule's not necessarily mattering here to the umpire crew or the home team because they understand it's just an exhibition. So Flores pitching. Dylan Moss batting. Foul ball from him to get down in an 0-2 hole to start it. Just 1 out gain for Danny Morgan in relief. 2 walks issued, a hit batter, and 1 hit surrendered. Right now it's the lone run, but plenty of room to add to it. Moss trying to do that, but a foul ball keeps him in an 0-2. Would hate to be the official scorekeeper of this game. I don't know how you're able to sub those guys in and back, or if the format even lets you do that. We're not on Game Changer, which is what the high schools use, and that's got a lot of freedom. So 0-2. Just missed. Ball and 2 strikes. Moss swings and misses. Flores has the strikeout. Moss's second strikeout of the game, and he goes down for the second out in the 8th. Ramnik Keybon with the bases loaded up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hitting a walk for Keybon, 1 of 3 in tonight's game. (5-2) the Bells lead. Keybon takes strike 1. Swing and a miss from Keybon, down 0-2. And so Flores trying to sit down the 2 batters he's facing in relief. 2 out, 0-2. Fouled away from Keybon, stays alive. All these base runners inherited from Danny Morgan. He's trying to pitch through this 8th inning, but has given up a run, and in comes Jacob Flores, striking out the first batter he faced. Now in the driver's seat against Keybon, 0-2 with 2 outs. The 0-2. Keybon spoils it again. Another 0-2 coming to the right fielder. Keybon takes it for ball 1. That one just dropped low on the curve. Here's a 1-2. Swinging a foul tip back into the glove. 1 run, 8th inning, but the bases left loaded on 2 strikeouts from Jacob Flores, and we go to the 9th. 3-run lead for Bellingham, looking to close out the non-league win.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Ninth inning, and Bellingham has a new arm on the hill. They've gone to a familiar face to you Bellingham Bells fans that watched the team in 2024. Nick Peterson, junior from UC Santa Barbara. Peterson, 5 2/3 innings pitched this collegiate year, but he's back in Bellingham after being a dominant lefty arm for the Bells. Back in 2024, had an 0.89 ERA. And was a West Coast League All-Star that year in 30 1/3 innings. Was also named the best pitching prospect at the West Coast League All-Star game in 2024. And he was really good for Bellingham, but it has not translated the last couple of years at UC Santa Barbara. The 2025 season pitched just 16 innings at a 5.63 ERA. And this past season gave up 4 runs in the 5 2/3 he threw with UC Santa Barbara. So hasn't seen a ton of leeway pitching-wise, but the left-hander back up on a Bellingham hill. He's taken a spot where his brother was last summer. If you remember Colt Peterson, the pitcher who got the final out in the West Coast League Championship game, yeah, that's the younger brother of Nick Peterson, both out of Orange Lutheran High School down in California, both pitching Division I baseball. Nick Peterson from UC Santa Barbara making his 2026 debut. He's back, and he'll inherit a 5-2 lead in the ninth. Brock Miller a triple and a 1 of 3 night as Peterson gets in strike 1. 5-2 the lead after a run added on in the 8th inning, and this is a save opportunity for Peterson in this exhibition. Won't be counted as his first ever Bells save, but definitely functioning in the same light of pressure on for this lefty, and he's out to an 0-2 start against, actually check this, this isn't Brock Miller. They went to the bench. So it is Kyle Goodwin, the outfielder. Goodwin down in an 0-2 here in his at-bat off the bench. Foul tip not into the glove of Churchill. That one off the face mask. No 2. Foul tip, and Peterson just trying to get it past him. 92-mile-an-hour fastball there from Nick Peterson. UC Santa Barbara this year, 6 hits and 8 walks allowed. 5 strikeouts and 5 2/3. Here's an 0-2. Peterson on the outside gets a called strike 3. Welcome back to Bellingham with a strikeout against your first batter, Nick Peterson. It's the 7th strikeout for the Bells pitching staff. This is going to be the catcher off the bench, Jake Packmayer. Took over for Flores, who was the designated hitter, who then re-entered the game as the pitcher later in the 8th inning. First pitch strike on a foul ball off from Packmayer. Takes over for Flores, who was 0 of 3. Swing and a miss from Packmayer for strike 1. Already 1 down for Peterson in his debut frame here in the 9th, trying to earn the save. 0-2. Shallow fly ball to center field where Dylan Moss is at, who has the second out. Dylan Moss, this next collegiate season, could be catching behind the plate for Nick Peterson's brother, Colt Peterson, at Stanford. But here in Bellingham right now, he's catching pop flies in center field for Nick Peterson for the second out in the 9th inning of this non-league game. Don't have a number 10 on the roster from Baum, but that's the pinch hitter here for Reese Johnson. So it'll be a lefty on lefty. Swinging a foul tip into the glove. Strike one, 2 up, 2 down so far for Peterson. Trying to find that same success in the West Coast League that he found in 2024. So far, a good start. Although this one is going to be just blooped to Rashad Hayes at second, and the Stanford second baseman, no chance to try and throw that across. Infield single it functions as for the mystery man. Now Flores is going to bat, so 0 of 3. Kind of now will be his 4th at bat in a new spot in the batting lineup. That's so janky. But I guess that's what you just have to have in a non-league game like this where the pitchers are limited. So now Flores, the pitcher, taking strike one, not the designated hitter as he was to start the game. After the 2-out single. Tying run in the on-deck circle for Baum bat with 2 outs. Flores trying to help it get there. Swings for strike 2, and ball got away from Churchill, but the runner's still at first. Now 0-2, and Bellingham a strike away. Peterson already 1 strikeout here in the debut frame for him. Back in Bellingham after a 2024 stint where he was an all-star. 0-2. Low, just missed. No chase from Flores. Shook his head at that one. Peterson's 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Peterson closes it down. A 5-2 victory capped off by the returning Bellingham Bells save. 2 punch-outs in the 9th inning. And his return caps off a 5-2 win for your Bells over Bombat in the non-league contest. I was so excited to hear the name Nick Peterson coming back to Bellingham, and that's exactly why. He was so good with us in 2024, and now here getting a scoreless frame in his first of relief for the Bells. He earns a win for, I believe, Cedric Henderson. Cedric Henderson went through the 5th inning, so he will get the win. Nick Peterson gets your save. Losing pitcher is the starter, Rylan Howe, who performed well in his 7 frames of work, but Bombat falls at the end of the day. We'll go through all the post-game stats when we return on the Bells post-game show. We'll catch you also tomorrow, 4:35. Reminder, 4:35 tomorrow here at Joe Martin Field. Bells back in league play, taking on the Port Angeles Lefties.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Here in Bellingham, after a 5-2 non-league win for your Bells over Baum Northwest. They get all three of their non-league wins here back at home. They'll have 3 non-league games on tap over the weekend against the Port Angeles Lefties. Third series against them. Let's take a look at some of your stats from today's game. A 5-2 victory for the Bells. Winning pitcher Cedric Henderson for Bellingham. Henderson went 2 innings in relief. Gave up only 1 hit, no walks, had 3 strikeouts of the 7 batters that he faced. Earns his first win of the year, although it won't count since it's an exhibition. Save earned by Nick Peterson in his debut also won't count, but hey, in our hearts it counts. 2 strikeouts for Peterson in his time. On offense for the Bellingham Bells, Noah Cassie, your player of the game, 2 of 3, launched a solo homer in the 3rd inning. That was the winning run at the end of it all. Overall was 2 of 3 with a single as also a walk, and scored twice to go along with that 1 RBI that he had off the home run. Matt Churchill had multiple hits, 2 of 4. He drove in 2 runs. Bells as a team had 8, with 1 coming from Rashad Hayes with an RBI, 1 coming from Nate Johnson, with Johnson having the single in the 5th inning. Ramanik Kebon having 1 with a run scored, and Dylan Moss having 1 as well. For Baum, starting pitcher, Rylan Howe went 7 innings of work, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits and 4 walks, but 2 of the runs unearned after the error, and then had 5 strikeouts total. On offense for Baum, Jake Miller, 3 of 4, biggest showcase for Baum in this game. 8 hits total for Baum. Margath had 1 of those with a run scored. Brock Miller had a triple for an RBI. He also scored. Reese Johnson was 1 of 3 with a run driven in. And then Ozzie Margath, who was the mystery number 10 guy, had a base hit in the 9th inning. And Sam Smith, the only other hit for Baum. So Bellingham will be back in action tomorrow against the league opponent. Let's check the league right now. How's the live scores looking here around the WCL on this Thursday evening? We've got one final score for you. Kelowna Falcons beat the Kamloops North Paws 3-2 for a series win at home. Out in Edmonton, the Riverhawks leading the Nanaimo Night Owls 6-4 in the top of the 9th. The Wenatchee Apple Sox leading the Port Angeles Lefties 5-3, top of the 9th inning there. And then the Victoria Harbor Cats and Bend Elks tied 6-6 in the top of the 6th. In the South Division matchups, the Yakima Valley Pippins choked away their potential sweep. They're down 7-3 in the top of the 7th against the Ridgefield Raptors. Springfield Drifters trying to avoid a sweep against Walla Walla, up 8-4 in the bottom of 7. And Corvallis up 10-2 at Portland, bottom of the 5th inning there. We'll see everyone tomorrow. 4:35 start time here. An early first pitch 2 hours earlier because there's a post-game concert from Space Band following the conclusion of the game. So excited to get back to league play. A couple of 3 non-league wins to get the momentum good for the weekend. We'll see how things roll. We'll also see how things roll over the weekend because it's the MLB draft. That'll be fun. Maybe some guys that could hear their names pulled, and some former guys for sure. We'll keep you updated all with it here on the Bells Radio Network. I'm Zen Hill. Thanks for tuning in tonight once again to the Bellingham Bells YouTube channel. We hope you're enjoying us on YouTube. It's been a pleasure to have that new stream for you guys, and we're glad to bring it for you. So we're glad that you're enjoying it. We'll see you tomorrow, 4:35. Be here.